Hey guys, I'm back making videos again. Also, it's very early in the morning. So, yeah, Minecraft just released a new update. It's 26.10, full release, obviously. Didn't they just say that they're gonna make the Java and Bedrock update names the same? Like, there's gonna be parity with the update versions. This is 26.10. In Java, it's 26.1, not 10. So, like, it's not the same, Mojang. Fix that. They call it the Cutest Drop. Now, this drop is not called the Cutest Drop, it's called the Tiny Takeover. So, yeah, it's mostly like these baby mobs, the chickens, the pigs, the new baby villagers. They just got an overhaul, and a few other stuffs are there. Now, there's a bunch of changes. It's called the Tiny Takeovers, but the changelog is huge. The changelog is huge. See, it's a very big changelog. There's more technical changes, by the way. I won't be going through all of it. I'm gonna go over most of it, though. So yeah, let's get into the video. So the new panorama is the first thing that you will see. There's a dog. I believe there's gonna be a bee. Yeah, there's a bee. Why is the chicken so big? Is it big? It feels oversized. They obviously went ahead and retextured all the baby mobs, especially the chicken. That's the most noticeable one. They also changed the hostile mobs. These aren't all the mobs that they changed. There are bunch of mobs that they changed. The changelog is in the description. It has all the mobs that have changed listed. So they changed all the baby mob textures to make them look more cute. That's why this is the most cutest update. um Baby chicken is the most noticeable one. It looks like a kernel. And yeah, these are all the changes, the most smallest one being this one. And yeah, it's kind of cool. I like this. I like these textures. The chicken, I don't know, like the old chicken texture was nostalgic, but I guess it changed. But there is one mob that has gotten change. That is the rabbit. So the rabbit had gotten a huge texture overhaul. So these are the new baby and adult rabbit changes. So the rabbit is the only adult mob that has gotten a change. Everything else is just for the babies. So yeah, it looks a lot better. They have animations like they now like move their head around. I don't know if I can capture it. Anyways, I have more stuff to cover. So, alongside these baby mobs, if you want to keep them forever, if you don't want them to grow up, you can get a golden dandelion. So, getting a golden dandelion is very easy. So, what you have to do is go inside of a crafting table. You know what? Yeah, you do need a crafting table. Then you just grab a dandelion and surround it with golden nuggets. It's kind of like a golden carrot, but without the carrot. You just surround it with these. And yeah, there you go. That's how you craft a golden dandelion. So now there's another change that is to another crafting recipe. That's for the name tag. So for a long time, the name tag didn't have a recipe. So a lot of the community members were suggesting many recipes. So Mojang made this recipe. A copper nugget, or any nugget, you can use an iron nugget, gold nugget, copper nugget, any nugget, and add a paper. I think, yeah, the paper has to be diagonally. Yeah, the paper needs to be diagonal. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's center, it just has to be diagonal. Does this work? No. Okay, so this is the recipe. You can use any nugget. It doesn't have to be a copper nugget, and you will get the name tag. Now, what the golden dandelion does is that it stops a mob from growing up. So, like, let's say the rabbits. If you give it this, you'll see it starts to drop and it will grow up. So if it goes up, that means the growth has stopped. If it goes down, then the growth has started again. It can grow up again. I think if you feed it, it goes down. That means aging is paused. It won't grow up. If you feed it again, then it will resume and it will grow up. Now you can use it on every single baby mob, every single, the ones that have gotten new textures, the ones that have not, the tadpoles, every single mob can have it. By the way, there's the baby villager. They have changed the texture of the baby villagers, by the way, which um I don't know how I feel about this change. Oh, why isn't it? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this change, but yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. Now, the next change, these are on UIs. So if you haven't realized, these buttons that you get on Pocket Edition, these have changed. So yeah, you can see that's the or UI texture. So these are there for a few other a few other buttons. The horse, you'll see, like, if yeah, there, that's the new horse mount button on Pocket Edition. So Pocket Edition has these buttons like for mounting and stuff. So these have changed. They have changed them, like the spawn baby, which is a parity feature that was added from Java to Bedrock. So yeah. Also over here, if you go to this villager, you'll see the trade button has changed. If I take out a piece of iron nugget, sorry, an iron ingot, you'll see, yeah, the repair button and all the other buttons that exist, they've all gotten a change. And the next one is for furnace. The furnace has gotten a little change, with experimental only, by the way. You know how Java Edition has a recipe book for the furnace? They've added it to Bedrock Edition. This is how it works. So yeah, you can see this is resin, leaf litter, charcoal, and all these stuff. So yeah, these now have a recipe. So you can see these are blocks, all the block types. Then you have all the food types and all of these. So they've all gotten changed. So now you know how to do stuff, I guess. Now you'll know how to make glass and stuff. So like, I'm pretty sure people know how to make glass, right? You get sand. Does it actually pop up in the recipe unlock? No, it does not. So if you go over here, if you click on smeltable, it'll show you glass. So yeah, I don't have fuel, that's why it's not working. I wonder if I did have fuel, would it just put the fuel in there for me? Or would it not? Let's grab our sand back. Let's go inside the survival mode. No, it does not. There are also some realms quality of life changes, gameplay, graphical inputs, items, and a bunch more. There's also UI based stuffs, but the most stuff is technical updates, technical changes. They've done a bunch of technical changes this week. So yeah, I'm not gonna cover these. You can just read these in the changelog, which is in the description. So yeah, that's the end of the video. There's also a beta and preview on 26.20.22. No, it does not have the new features like the sulfur slime and stuff. That's probably gonna come next week. So yeah, that's it. See you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.